Lateral work. In all lateral work, the rider needs to remember that there is an inverse relationship between sideways movement and engagement. This is why the overuse of leg yielding has historically been frowned upon. The more the horse moves its legs sideways, the less amount of power is available to engage and move the horse forward, either extending or collecting the gaits. The modern shoulder in is on 3 tracks. The haunches of the horse are relatively parallel to the reference line, in this case the wall. The hindquarters are almost straight, as if the horse were moving away from you in a straight line. The curve is through the rib cage. This shoulder in is actually more gymnastic than the classic shoulder in, since the inside hind leg steps directly under the center of mass, loading and propelling the horse on a bias from left to right. With the hindquarters straighter, the horse cannot escape the loading by swinging its haunches out. The classic shoulder in is on 4 tracks. It allows for a straighter spine line. If not executed perfectly, it is easy for the inside hind leg to step too far to the side, passing by the center of mass, and actually disengaging that leg, with the result that the haunches step to the outside, actually evading collection and inadvertently putting more weight on the shoulders instead of lightening them. This is why, for example, the shoulder in on a circle is often a poor choice in terms of the choreography of work. It plays into centrifugal force and almost always results in the hindquarters escaping the load. There are other choices of exercises that are much more efficient with less side effects. Travers. In travers, or haunches in, the shoulders of the horse remain parallel to the reference line of the wall. The outside hind leg steps under the center of mass and carries more load as it propels the horse on a bias from either left to right or right to left. There is no crisscrossing or scissoring of either front or back legs. Travers on a diagonal is the same as travers along the wall. A line is a line. The relationship of the shoulders remains the same, parallel to the line of reference. There is no crisscrossing or scissoring of the legs. It is not the same as a half pass. Shoulder in to renvers. Shoulder in to renvers is an example of good choreography and exercise. The haunches and forehand stay in their respective positions, but the bend changes. The same hind leg that drives the shoulder in will drive the renvers. There is no confusion for the horse, just the gymnastics of changing bend. Instead of riders bending the neck of the horse from side to side, which will only result in disconnecting the horse, here is an exercise of reversing bend that will connect the horse and develop flexibility and strength to counteract the stiffening crookednesses. The renvers, of course, is just a clone of the haunches in or travers. Their only difference is the relationship to the reference line, which can be a wall or an imaginary line in free space. Half pass. In the half pass, the horse moves obliquely forward. The reference line is now the wall or an imaginary line roughly parallel to the horse's body. Depending on the angle, that is how much the rider leads with the shoulders of the horse. Both front and hind legs crisscross or scissor. The amount often depends on the horse's conformation. Long-legged, narrower horses will often cross over more than horses with shorter legs and wider chests and hips. Again, the outside hind leg steps under the mass, carries more load, and propels the horse forward and to the side at the same time, almost feeling as if it were pushing the shoulders out of the way. The hindquarters are never fishtailing ahead of the shoulders, which would show the rider has lost control of the power source.